here. A very good Sunday afternoon, my people. Let's start with our part one. It's a Taoist longevity breathing exercise. If people have anxiety, depression, or heart palpitation and symptoms like this will also be very helpful. Put your legs shoulder width. Now here comes up. Move your arms up as if you're hugging a tree. Lower your legs a little bit naturally. Breathe in with your nose, out from your mouth. As deep as you can, okay? We'll do 10 times together. Now we're going to do our part two, our 10 energy movements. This is based on a Taoist movement and really is good to, I think it's a really well designed to balance the whole body. We'll do 5 for each movement. You put your hands as if you could touch the sky. Make an energy circle. Hold from the dantian. Slowly push it up. We're helping to strengthen our danjiao. That's our triple burner, our lymph system, our body fluid, tendon, if people have lymph blockage or they have haven't really moved their lymph often, lymph system. So this move. Now we're strengthening our arm, radial lines, and also our lymph and our immune system. This also helps us to strengthen our lungs. Now, our next movement, we're strengthening our whole gut system. Gut system, that's the lung tube. If you have stomach fullness, stomach pain, or pelvic floor pain, or abdominal pain, or discomfort, and this movement will help a lot. One hand try to touch the sky and the other earth. And then when you interchange Tanzhong, right? We talked about Tanzhong point before. Our next movement that help to balance our 7 basic emotions. Today we'll talk 1. And also this will help with small intestines, neck inflammation, upper shoulder inflammation. And also that help to squeeze the toxins out of your lymph. And we're doing that at the same time. We show our surrender to nature. Now, in this movement, we're balancing our heart system, strengthen our intestines, if we have gas, hard fire, and or if you have heart palpitation, this will help. Our next movement, we begin to strengthen our dual meridian line. Begin to strengthen our kidney system and stretch out our tendon. Now, our liver system. Now, this movement, if you have kidney stone, pelvic floor inflammation, if you have chronic UTI, and this movement will help. I will do 10 times. You have to really drop, really drop. They really drop. Okay. Now, the next two are our longevity movements. So, 5 days ago, I had my snow injury, the first of this year. So I pulled my butt. Okay, so, and under this leg. So I don't know if I can put my forehead here yet because I keep moving. Like after I have the soft tendon inflammation. So I'm going to try, but I want you to go as far as you can, okay? This week I cannot. I can go on this side. And Yeah. You want to join us? Okay. The last one is your forehead. Yes, I will try to reach Lila's head. Surprisingly, I can still do this. But with the injury, that's pretty cool. So this one really stretch out all of your meridian lines. That's the one. The last one, we'll try to hold it for 10 seconds. Looks like I have a new co-teacher, our wonderful Lila. Lila, we only do rescues in our household. Lila has 3 arms. They had to amputate her when she was 6 or 5 weeks old. She had to learn how to walk and how to, but I had great admiration for her. She's totally the queen of the house, rules everybody, doesn't really let that bother her at all. She's friend with everyone, and and I've never seen someone who can run so fast. She runs like a little bullet. And she's so smart. Water. So today I'll just kind of show you a couple of vegetables first. I got from farmer's market this weekend, Saturday. You see, they have this type of kale. That's really cool because they cut the whole head, right? So this is after, this season is kind of coldish outside, and after the first freeze, so the kale is really tender. It's delicious. So if you happen to go to farmer's market, they have Saturday and they will have Wednesday again. If you happen to see the kale head like this, they just cut the whole head, right? And get some. It's really good. And then you can make kale chips. You can stir fry the kale. You can steam the kale. You can make a kale salad. And it's all really good. And I also got, I have my mushroom guide, right? And I encourage people to always get some mushrooms, right? It's a good season. Mushroom, 2 more weeks. This year's mushroom is about done. So this is shiitake mushroom. A lot of people says, oh, I'm new to eat mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms will not get me sick? Shiitake. Shiitake, you can gently stir fry it. You can put it in curry. You can eat it like this. And you can make a shiitake soup. If you take this bottom part off and you can make vegetable soup with that, it's really good. It's delicious. So I always get a bag of pound like this. It's for 2 people, and we serve about 3 times a week. And I also get this type of mushroom. It's called lion's head. I think it's called lion's head, or somebody's head. And I just thought, look, it's beautiful, isn't it? And it's, if you cut it in a kind of this cut like this thick, and you just put in a pan, just put a little bit of olive oil, and just kind of brown it and season it just with a little bit salt and pepper. It's really good. And it smells beautiful. It smells beautiful. So I always encourage you to cook. Go get some mushrooms, start cooking. So this week, I thought, let's go back. Now we are a year into teaching, and we'll go back to basics again. Before we talk about 五脏 and 五行, right? So this is, we call 五脏. 五脏 is the 5 systems. Right, it's called 五脏. 五行. 五行 is the 5 elements. 五脏 is the 5 organ systems. That is not organ, it's organ systems that goes with it, right? And we will just give you a little bit of idea who promotes whom and how it works. And how do each system, the organ system, related to the emotions. So as we know, we are a part of nature, right? And nature has 2 very opposite energy. The energy of yin, that represent the moon and the quietness and the animals, the snake, and energy of yang. Yang is the sun, is the like animal of the tiger, and this is yang. Quietness is yin, right? The ultimate yin and yang is that moment that a sperm is yang, egg is yin. When they interact, when they become together, a new life will begin, right? So that's the yin and yang, the example of it. So I want you to give up the idea of right and wrong, good and bad. This is yin and yang. We need both energy, as long as they are balanced with each other, to create lives. And then within this 2 energy, there's 5 basic elements. The 5 basic elements is mu. Mu is wood, that's liver, 火, and I am circling this way, they promote each other, right? Mu, 火, that's fire, that's heart system. 土, that's earth, that's your digestion, that's your tube. 金, that's metal, that's your lungs. shui, that's your kidney system, that's water. When we talk about the 5 systems, right, we're not talking about the 5 organs. The 5 organs is a part of the organ system, but we are talking about these 5 systems, how they can promote each other. One, they promote each other. They create an energy of 正气. 正气 is the energy of health, the energy of healing. That's the energy. So when these 5 elements control each other, right? Because you have promotion, you also have to have the control. When these 2 types of energy balance each other, that then they create, again, 正气 is the energy of healing. Control is not, again, we give up the idea of good and evil, right and wrong, right? It is what it is. How they promote each other, how they control each other. Only when they are out of control, then from wellness, people fall into illness. So that, let me give you an example, right? We say, so 木生火, 木, the liver, the wood, 生火, that promote fire, that the liver, if your liver system is well, then that can easily promote a good heart and heart system health. Dan Lilla agrees with me. And if you have a good heart system, that is easily to promote a good digestion. If you have good digestion, then it's easily to promote a good lungs, the lung system, the breathing system. If you have a good breathing system, the lungs as well, then it's easy to promote the kidney system. So let me give you an example. So what does that mean? 2 years ago, the winter time, right, when that the COVID hit China first, or maybe hit here first, who knows where first. But I said, well, look, it's not if but when it come our way, right? So what we should quickly do. So I remember those times. I know many of you went through that circle with me, and I says, I give you those bags of herbs and quickly design the treatment plan. And so the idea is to promote this circle first, to promote these 5 elements so they can grow, they can create this energy, the energy of healing for you. They can promote each other. So that's what we did. Remember those, you said the nasty herbs, but you took it regardless, faithfully with me. And I said, well, let's do the liver, let's do the fire, let's do the digestion, let's do the lungs, and let's do the kidney. And then after that, we said, let's get the control part taken care of as well. So we begin to balance each one of you to give you different set of herbs. And finally, after we did that circle, we says, look, you relatively have a good immune system because everything flows within reason. Everything flows relatively well. Many of you who doesn't really do not flow totally well, but that's okay. As long as we said 65, 70% well. So then we have good immune system and we can protect ourselves. And as a result, we don't have one severe case. So we have so many patients that flowing with us, which I really appreciate, that you just took the herbs and did the treatment and will continue to. And then quickly we come up with this, right? Because this, one of the things this one does is to balance, give you a more balanced, well-run immune system. So after all these rounds, and then we give you this, and now you can just take a maintenance dosage once daily. Sometimes I want you to take with ginger, sometimes just to take that. I want you to continue to take that, and that will keep you well. But this is a perfect example of if we have relatively well-flowed 5 elements flow that relatively well, that promote and control each other. So now let me give you an example. What will happen if you, let's say, if people have too much anger, right? And anger, right? That is an emotion correlate with liver health. Anger is one of the emotions, 7 basic emotions. They are, again, give out the idea of good and bad. It comes and goes. It's a natural response. If you have anger, you breathe 5.5 seconds. I told you how to do that. And breathe out 5.5 seconds, or you do 10 of these movements, right? And then let that anger roll. And once it's out, it should be out. But if you keep feeling angry, then you know your liver system is out of control. So when you're angry, and that will create liver energy stagnation. That stagnation, let's say if you're angry with somebody, and then especially with women are more withdrawal, right? They don't really want to just kind of let the anger out. And so then that they hold within, that will inevitably influence your digestion. So that we say 木克土. So the liver is over controlling to your digestion. As a result, and you will have imbalance in your digestion, likely to cause spleen imbalance. A lot of people have dampness in their spleen, and some people have dry spleen. Some people have, I call that bipolar spleen. That means you can be dry and damp at the same time. One day you go extreme, the other day you go to another extreme because your body is struggling. So then that can lead to, pelvic floor inflammation, lead to your gut feel is swollen, and lead to either stomach fullness and a lot of other things. So, and then with women, because of the stomachs and the digestion, and then the meridian lines go through breasts and also go through pelvic floor. So it's likely to cause some tenderness in breasts, or some breast cysts, and or fibroids. So with men, and if it's too much anger, then that damage the liver system, right? And that will, a liver system that will cause other problems, and then prostate, eventually lead to prostate problems and other problems. So these are just some examples of if we have it run well, what would be the result? If they over promote or over control, that will cause imbalance. Imbalance will lead to illness. So 5 elements, right? So one element is the element that we talk about a lot in winter. That is your kidney system. Kidney system, remember we said before, the right kidney, that's your Mingmen, that is the most important. That's your Jing, that's where your life force, that's what your energy stays. You must always promote Jing. If one, you want more, you want Jing Qi Shen, you want more Jing longevity, that's the life force. Qi, that's the energy. Shen, that's what the heart, the guidance that lives in your heart system. And you want these 3 basic things, right? Jing is the right kidney that holds your Jing life force. And then the left kidney, that what it does is to control, is to filter. It's one of the, I think, the best designed filtration system. the whole universe, and not just us, like just all kinds of beings, because it's so finely designed. And the other thing I was telling Kafka about it. I said, wow, one day when my time here is done, go back to see my maker, I'll just tell my maker, wow, the God system you create is awesome. Right? Because that is just awesome. From the moment you take good food to the moment you poop it out, oh wow, that is an awesome system. But anyways, so go back to kidney. So the kidney is one of the fundamental systems, right, that really help you to create energy that is your vital force. And also that if people that they have determination, right, that means they have strong kidney. And also if they can set up structure, boundaries. If you have cold kidney or weak kidney, that one of the symptoms you will experience is that we say, oh, your kidney is cold, your kidney is weak, then your boundaries, the boundaries you set up with yourself, with others, also is weak. So that's one of the things you can check yourself with. But the kidney has what kind of emotions that created by the kidney system? Fear. So again, when people think about fear, they think about, oh, fear is bad. But fear is not good or bad. Fear is fear, right? It's how you manifest from feeling that moment, 5.5 seconds of fear. You manifest into what? So in my early years of training, and I believe that was not the monastery training, but the medical school training, I met this awesome doctor. And she told us, she said, doing medicine is such a profession that you must feel you are treading on thin ice all the time, because that is how important it is for you to feel that way, to have that level of caution. So then you need to well prepare your case well, and you need to check everyone as if you are treading on thin ice with them. You are guiding them through the thin ice. So I just thought, wow. And then she said to us, if you feel you can do this with your eyes closed, you should change your profession. So over the years, that's why that every day I have the first half day preparation of myself, and to get the afternoon's cases ready. And then when I see you and I'm well prepared, and when I guide you, each of you is that I am treading on a thin ice with you. So that is how we use our kidney system that manifest into this fear has manifest into caution, right? That will guide us. And also respect, the respect of the unknown, the respect of nature, the respect of, wow, when you look at nature, you feel what is in us, right? That is when you have this moment of fear. And then if you have a good, relatively good flow, this will let you to. If you have not good flow, but relatively smooth flow, if you have stagnation, it doesn't flow, what this fear will lead to. Look at outside the world. Fear lead to anger, frustration, disruption. If you have fear / liver stagnation, then that will give you anxiety, that will give you depression. And if you have fear, this fear manifest in / dampness in your spleen system, then you will have a burdened mind. And if you have fear that can manifest into more anger. So all these things that when you come to clinic, when I look at you, I say, oh, okay, so this is need to be balanced, and we give you a treatment plan, and that's what we are. One of the concept is what we are based on. We're based on the 5 elements, how they promote each other, how they control each other, how we can, as medical doctors, as healers, to help you to have the smooth flow of things. Good, so I will leave some time for questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Liu. And for the participants, you're welcome to text questions into the chat if you'd like. Dr. Liu, it seems like this is such a wonderful topic because one of the things that I especially profoundly adore about our practice is that we treat in such a comprehensive manner so that we do treat all the organ systems. Even if someone is presenting with one thing, they might say, I have this problem, but then we treat the lung, we treat the spleen, we treat the liver, we treat the large intestine, and all those things together.
Yeah. So
support the health of the patient.
That is that if you have, let's say the problem is that the liver system over control the digestion, right? And if you come in with a diarrhea, right, and I may treat the intestines, I may treat your stomach, I may treat your liver. And if you say, well, the diarrhea has nothing to do with liver, and I'll say, no, diarrhea has a lot to do with liver, because the diarrhea is you have too much jin, that is the body. Yeah, and so that is just too much of the jin, right? And that means that the stagnation creates that. So then I will, that's really one of the reasons I want to do more of the Sunday teaching. So we have similar vocabularies. So people, but I really do, I feel really very honored that most of our patients, they just, even though they may not understand yet, but they trust the process. They know, okay, if he says, well, I have that, I must have that. And then, you just go for it. And because you balance one thing, it may not be that thing that I balance, but we will get there quicker. That's why in traditional Chinese medicine, you have to have such a long tradition, because you have to have the trials of error. It may 100 ways may present in front of you, but maybe just 1 or 2 that will guide you there. So without a tradition, without trial errors, you can't do it. So that's what we are very honored to have, that tradition. Here is the co-teacher, Lila, knows that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. It's actually time. It's 4:15.
So I will see you all next week, my people. Have a good week.
Thank you so much.